Job, as we know, went through a whole lot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We know that we have been allowed to take a peek into the heaven cam of God's throne room. The sons of God are presenting themselves before God, and they're praising him. Satan shows up with a complaint. This is the first time that we find in the Bible that Satan complained. Satan was kicked out of heaven, but there's no recorded complaint. Satan, through the serpent, is cursed in the Garden of Eden, but there's no recorded complaint. Satan shows up in heaven with a complaint. That complaint is that God has a hedge around Job. That's his complaint. Not only does Satan have a complaint, but Satan has a commentary. He says, yes, Job is wealthy beyond imagination. He's a billionaire in our term today. Yes, he has a beautiful wife, and yes, he has 10 children who all get along. And they get along so well, they're able to be in the same house together and nobody start fighting. They get along so well, they're not jealous of one another. They get along so well that Job has never had to go to the courthouse or to the graveyard. Satan's commentary is that Job doesn't serve God for nothing. Look at all that Job gets out of it. Job prayed for his children. He interceded for them that perhaps they may have sinned against God in their heart. But not only does Satan have a complaint and a commentary, but Satan has a challenge. He says, if you remove the hedge and allow me to touch him, he will eventually curse you to your face. I want you to know today that when we go through some stuff, this that looks so bad, everybody says, look what they're going through. And everybody says, I told you God don't like ugly. When they're whispering about you in the neighborhood and they act like they ain't talking about you when you walk up because you're going through, and they think that somehow or another God is punishing you. Because you've been sick and been trying to live right, and they eating and drinking everything they want to, and they feeling great. And when you sick, you serving God, giving your tithe, and your checks are bouncing. I want you to know today that I come to tell you, when they think that it's a curse, tell them it ain't a curse, it's a compliment. That's what I want to talk about. It ain't a curse, it's a compliment. Because Satan said, if you let me pull the hedge from around Job, I'll make him curse you to his face. Tore his robe to symbolize that he is in grief. Because there's nothing wrong with being in grief. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm going through a hard time right now. Too many of God's children love to talk about how blessed and highly favored they are, and that's good to be blessed and highly favored, but you're going to have some good days, and you're going to have some bad days. I'm blessed, but sometimes I go through the valley. I'm blessed, but sometimes I got to deal with tribulation. I am blessed, but there have been times when I didn't have money in my pocket. I am blessed, but I had 4 surgeries last year and an 8-day hospital stay with my blessed self. I am blessed, but I was in renal failure on the way to the hospital. I am blessed, but I've had some good days and I've had some bad days. Job got up, and the Bible says he tore his robe, because whenever you take the grief to God, then you're on the way to being delivered from your grief. He tore his robe, and the Bible says he got up and he began to worship. That's a strong statement, to worship the God that looked like allowed you to lose everything you had. To worship the God that seemingly allowed you to bury 10 of your children. But the Bible says that Job got up and worshiped. And I don't take that statement lightly. That kind of worship does not come from a surface mentality. That kind of worship don't come because the choir singing your song. That kind of worship doesn't come because it's nice outside and I got my favorite seat and I'm glad that the Spirit of God is moving and Sister Shouter started shouting. That worship comes down from somewhere deep within. Well, it begins with faith that in spite of all of my mess, in spite of all my tribulation, in spite of my hurt, in spite of even being angry at God, I got to worship him anyhow. And many of us have never had to go there yet. But if you keep living long enough, you're going to have to worship him through your pain. Worship him when the devil is whispering in your ear that he has forsaken you. Worship him when you don't hear him saying nothing. Worship him when you're trying to get a praise through and you really don't feel nothing. But you got to declare down in your soul. You buried mama and daddy. You buried the children. You lost a job. Things ain't going right. That's when you got to make up in your mind that I will bless the Lord at all times. It comes from a place of faith that God, you're worthy, even though it does not look like you're worthy anyhow. There are about 15 people in here who've been through the pit of hell, and they will tell you that the more I worship God in the pit of hell, the better I felt, the stronger I became, the closer to him I got. And after a while, I understood it better by